Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Daily D. Today's topic is why do people give up? There you go, got some better light. So here's a thought for you. There are many people that go into something. Let's say it's a project, uh, a task, a goal, a job. They go into a lot of things, and I know I've been there too. You know, we go into something with a commitment to do it, and then for some reason we just stop doing it, right? We quit. So why do people give up and quit? And that's a big question. We can attribute it to so many things. There's lack of ambition, lack of motivation, lack of structure, lack of organization. These are terms that I would say are probably the most common reasons people blame. Or, of course, lack of time, lack of money, lack of connections. That's why people give up, right? And so these are the most common reasons people give up on something. They quit. And I think most of these obviously are excuses, but really the real root of the cause is just not really having a compelling reason to do something. I think this is the driving force behind anything we do. It always baffles me when somebody would, let's say for an example, apply for a job, get the job, and 2 days later quit. Right? It always baffles me when that happens because there's an obvious reason why people get a job. There's a reason for that, right? So, for an example, somebody get a job because they need the money, and they need the money, obviously, hopefully, for something important. Now, that's the only reason I think people do quit is because they don't have anything important to spend the money on, right? They don't have anything they don't have a goal for the money. They just want money to buy video games or money to go shopping or money to buy a purse. If they needed money to feed their family, then there was no quitting. There's no quitting. You don't quit 2 days after you get hired. You don't. If for an example, if you were battling an illness, a health illness, there's there's no quitting there. If you wanted to fight that illness, you got to eat right. You got to take the medicines. You got to do exercise. You got to get that heart pumping. You got to do whatever the doctor tells you. And if you don't do it, then really it's because you don't have enough goals. You don't have anything to live for, right? In a health reason. If if you quit on anything, even let's say for an example, without even the health part, let's just say, well, let's use the health part. Let's do that because it's easier, right? If you go to the gym sometimes and not all the time, right? You eat healthy but not always, then you don't really have a goal. And I see myself that day most days, right? Recently, I've come to that challenge where it's really hard for me to really get my nutrition right, right? My workout ethic, the ethic of working out for me is pretty solid. I don't have any issues with those things, but I do have issues with eating better, making better healthy decisions. And what I realized recently is the reason I was doing that is, I just didn't have a wealthy enough or healthy enough goal, right? What's the goal, right? Like, why aren't I choosing to shoot for something that keeps me going? Because if I don't, then yeah, I can have a pizza every now and then. Yeah, I can eat the fried chicken, and yeah, I can drink the Coke. Why? Because I don't really have anything pulling me that way. I don't have anything to work for. It's kind of like a suggestion. Like, I think I should eat better. I think I should do better. I think I should work out more. I think I should save more money. But really, I don't have any goals. And that's a big determinant. So when I think about why people quit, it's really just because they have nothing that's pulling them towards a direction. I think about the generation prior, no, 2 generations prior to me. And I think that's really my grandparents and my grandmother raised me. And I look at that generation and I think, man, they didn't whine and complain and do things. They got it done. When my mom was younger, I mean, I was younger, obviously, but she was young and I was young. I guess she was in her 40s or 50s. I remember how hard she used to work for us, and my dad too. They would work so hard. And, I know they didn't love their job. I know they didn't absolutely say, gosh, I just wish I could go to work every day. But they didn't say that. They just got it done. Why? Because it put food on the table. It paid the bills. It put clothes on our back. It did the things that we needed. Today, people don't have that ambition, that goal, because somebody else is supporting them in most cases. But it just doesn't make any sense. And I look back at all those times, even when for an example, my mom got diagnosed with diabetes probably 20 years ago. I don't know. It's been a while. The moment that she got diagnosed with diabetes, it was totally a different world for her. I remember her saying, okay, I can't eat this. I can't do this. I got to exercise more. I can't. And you know, coming from a generation, to be honest with you, that quite honest, her generation wasn't a very healthy generation. They weren't aspiring to be fitness people or healthy people, and especially in the Hispanic culture with a lot of tortillas and bad foods, right? She didn't grow up in a healthy household, but what I do know is that the moment that she realized that she had something wrong with her, she started a change in her life. And you know what? I know why she did it. She didn't do it for her, she did it for us. Because she said, I have to be around long enough to take care of them. I have to be around long enough to see this life, that, you know, to make sure they're okay, and to take care of the people that I love, because my mom's always been a caregiver. You see, that pulls her through life. That made her eat better. That made her exercise. And she does. She's 77 years old, going to be 78 this year. And no, she's going to be, let me do that math, 78 this year, going to be 79. Sorry, man. Mom, I hope you watch something like this. I don't think she watches my videos. Anyways, let's get to this, okay? Let me end this real quick. I'm sorry I look a little dirty. I was at the gym, but when I think about why people quit and people don't push themselves to do something, it really is because they have a fallback plan, or they don't have enough goal in that plan. And I look at these days, or I look at the days when I really was that way. More so. I mean, I'm still this way. I'm not going to tell you I'm perfect. I'm still this way, but I was like that about a lot of things. I was like, I kind of want to do this, and I kind of want to do that, and now I'm looking at things like, man, David, if you don't do these things, what's going to happen to your family? What's going to happen to you? Like, if you don't show up at the gym, what's happening, right? So what's the goal? Not only good health, right? So I got to set a better goal. Like, what's your body fat goal you need to have? You know, I look at my income, I look at my savings, I look at my investments, and I think, what do I got to do to make this better? Like, I have to have more to pull me, because if I don't, then doing a little bit makes me feel good, and I don't have any reason to go any harder. I don't have any reason to work any farther. You know, I don't have any reason to keep my job. I don't have any reason to pursue an ambition that I had. Quitting in general, or holding back is really a lack of goals, or clearly defined goals. Because many people say, I have a goal of losing weight. Many people say, I have a goal of saving money. I have a goal of doing something, but it's not clearly defined. And so because it's not clearly defined, it's very difficult to get ahead. So if I gave you some advice today, number one, realize why you do what you do. And some people I don't have to teach you this. I don't have to tell you this, right? You work because you want to feed your family, because you want to support the people that you love and care about. And no matter what happens at work, whatever ground shaking, earthquaking thing happens, you're going to continue to do it, even if you don't like it some days, because you know what the ultimate goal is: to feed your family. Some people will show up to the gym because they know they need to feed their family. I mean, they need to stay around to support their family forever, right? And they know that, and they have to do that, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So maybe I'm talking to you, but either way, here's what I'll tell you. If you haven't already made a defined real purpose of why you do things, you need to do that. Secondly, you got to get clear. Why is it that you really want this, and what is it that you specifically want? Where do you want to attain in money? What do you want to have in health? What do you want to have in relationships? And third, here's the ultimate. This is like the one freaking key. Is plan it. Golly, I can't tell you how many people failed to plan, and because they failed to plan, they plan to fail. And because of that, it ultimately ties to their self-esteem, to their confidence, and because their confidence and their self-esteem is low, what happens? They don't take action. So I hope this helps you today. I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, but most importantly, freedom, guys. Have a great day.